Hello, everybody. This is Jason with another edition of the Inked Up Runner. I thought I would make another update on life with the Apple Watch Ultra. I've had it about a month now, and thought I would give my take on what it's been like using it. Being a avid runner, ultra runner, I have been using my Coros Apex Pro now for quite a while. That's kind of been my device of choice for my workouts, for my running, kind of everything. And decided, to move back to an Apple Watch Ultra. This is the first one I've had since the original Apple Watch Series Zero. So this was definitely quite a bit different than, what I was used to with the Apple Watch. Straight out of the gate, I have to say I was been very impressed with it. Just, the battery life on it for an Apple Watch has been very good. I've been basically consistently getting about 2 days worth of battery out of it every single day. That's with doing a couple of runs. I generally do, a couple of hour-long runs in that gap of time. So, that's not bad. And for an Apple Watch, coming from a Coros watch, which is significantly more. I was basically charging that Coros Apex Pro about every 2 weeks. So comparatively, I am, having to charge this watch significantly more. But the trade-off, I have to say, it's been worth it for me. I have to tell you, I really have enjoyed it. I have ran 2 races with it. I did the stump jump 10-mile trail race in Chattanooga with it. It performed excellent. I think I ran for 2 hours and 15 minutes with it and lost about maybe 10% battery with it. Elevation on it, the GPS on it was spot on, just perfect performance at that race. So just, nailed it there. Now, I did have some issues at my second race I did with it. I paced a half marathon. I was the pacer for the pace group for the 2 hour and 15 minute group at a local half marathon. And the race started, I hit start, and the GPS would not lock in. It wouldn't work. I literally was just doing my best to guess my time and my distance and everything for the first couple miles before it locked on, which was really a big deal, since pacing and time is all that matters when you're pacing at a race. So it was definitely very disappointing from that standpoint because I'd had no issues with the GPS up to that point. I'd even worn it and the Apex together, and have not, really, they were spot on GPS wise. They basically same distance, same time, everything. So I had really no problems with the GPS, but that day there were issues. I was lucky and fortunate enough. I had a friend running beside me who had his had a different watch. He had the Coros Apex Pro, and he actually, helped get me going until the watch actually started deciding to do its, locking in on the GPS. Now, you know, but other than that, I've not had any real major complaints. I did take it on a 3.5 hour trail run last weekend. It performed great. I think I lost 20% battery, and that's with using all the features. So I am not, reducing features on the watch. I'm keeping the always on display on. I'm keeping the GPS exactly where it's supposed to be. I'm not doing anything different with it. I'm just going out and running with it. And I tell you, and the reason why I'm doing that is because, one, that's a feature. The always on display is a feature, so why not use the feature? I'm used to that on my other smartwatch with the Coros. The display stays on all the time. So, that's what I want to do with the Apple Watch. Now, I will say this much, from a battery standpoint. Apple did just recently release the update that is supposed to get you up to 60 hours of battery life with extreme reduced settings on there. I've not had a chance to test that yet. I am probably going to try to give that a shot at some point to see kind of how it performs and how the GPS performs and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, other things I would have to say I really have enjoyed about the watch is, pretty much the health features from it. I get a lot more data than I did with that Coros, and maybe it's just because it's easier to access. Maybe it's just because the data is easier to read. I don't know, but I'm using an app called Athletic, which you can hook into the Apple Watch, and it basically is very similar to how the Whoop straps work. And it basically tells you your training readiness, where you are. It basically tells you based off your rest, how much rest you need, what your workout should look like. Should it be easier? Should it be harder? And so I've enjoyed that. It's relatively inexpensive. It's only like $30 a year to have that on there, which has been super nice. So have definitely have enjoyed that. I do feel like, the health analytics are a lot better with it. I will say the couple of things that kind of I don't really care for is the kind of the user interface around the running, the way it shows your split pace and what mile you're on. I have found that the stock workout is far better than Strava. But that's just my opinion on it. I think that one works better. There are apps that allow you to have more data on your screen. I'm just basically just using the stock now because I just honestly just don't want to have to mess with something else. My biggest gripe with the watch, I have to tell you, is definitely treadmill workouts. The Apple Watch does not a very good job on treadmill workouts at all. It's nothing like the Coros where you go in, you set the pace of what you got the treadmill set on, and then the watch just reads accordingly based off of the pace that you set it on. For some odd reason, Apple can't do that. I've yet to figure out why. It makes you select indoor run, and then apparently it basically bases your pace off of how you run outside with the treadmill and how you swing your arms and move your arms. And I mean, I probably have done a dozen treadmill workouts with this thing, and it has not even been remotely close on distance. We're talking, 2+ miles on a 3-mile run. Excuse me, on a 5-mile run. Just not the greatest. And that is honestly my biggest gripe with the watch. I do feel like at this point, Apple should have that figured out by now. This is something that has been a problem with this watch for a very long time, and they really need to kind of get it, get it right. It's like, just be able to set the speed, be able to set the treadmill speed, have a treadmill setting, set the treadmill speed on there, and then it'll allow you to easily run through, get your workout, have an accurate reading without having to go in and do an adjustment. It's just a pain. But it is what it is, right? But overall, I love the watch. It's just a really great watch. I like the fact that you have a bunch of different cool new watch bands for it. I am a big fan of the Alpine Loop one. It's just one I really like. I actually bought a third-party one from Amazon for dirt cheap and really have enjoyed it a ton. Other things about the watch before I sign off, that are really cool is, just the different, interfaces that you can do with the different apps. Like I said, Spotify, Apple Music, all those things link right in. You can literally go on a run with the watch. It has cellular connection. You don't have to take your phone. So if you get a phone call in the middle of a run, you can literally take it from the watch. That actually happened to me. I was running, work called. I was able to answer the call with my watch during the run. The folks on the other line didn't even know I was using my watch, that the speaker was so good for it. So I have to say that is a really convenient function. If you don't have to bring your phone with you. You can hook your music up to it. If somebody calls you, you can answer the phone. I mean, it just, on top of that, the watch face is huge. The colors are vibrant. Just all in all, just, a really, nice looking watch, a really great looking display, easy to read, far easier to read than, say, the Coros or the Garmin watches are. So, you know, a month, I have to tell you, I'm more than happy that I purchased this watch. I'm looking forward to using it. It's definitely going to be something I'm going to be using up to probably 50 miles in distance. Um, would I use this in a 100-mile race? Probably not. I don't see myself trying to get the charging and all that kind of stuff. I would most likely just go back and use the Coros for that. So, with that being said, it is a really great watch. However, like I said in a previous video regarding this watch is, if you have a Coros Apex Pro, I know they just released a new one. If you have a Vertex, Phoenix 7 or anything newer like that, you don't necessarily need this. This is something that I think is just more of a, it's just something, honestly, is if you just want an Apple Watch and be able to do some endurance stuff with it, that's what this is perfect for, which is what I wanted, because I've been wanting to go back to an Apple Watch for a very long time. So as an ultra runner, as a runner, I've been more than happy with it, and definitely looking forward to it. I do have a marathon next weekend. Looking forward to seeing how it performs in the marathon, and then from there, maybe going to be signing up for a 50K in January, and maybe a timed event. So I will really be able to test it out well during those events as well, to see how they do. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the trail.